Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is just shoulder shrugs. So I'll go sideways if you go forwards, and all we want to do is come up and draw backwards and then down. Up, backwards and down, and the same. We don't need to rotate forwards because a lot of our life, steering wheel, keyboards, we're doing this anyway.
Spend a lot of time forward.
Exactly. So this is about retraction and getting backwards, okay?
It's quite nice as well.
Just in and of itself, it's nice just to actually do this. You'll feel it in the rhomboids here behind the shoulder blades as well. You'll feel it in your traps up here in your neck. It's really nice, okay? So the next one, I'll go this way, you go forwards again. And what we're going to do is, hands up on top of the other. We're just going to draw back. So if you remember Barbara Windsor and Carry On Camping, exactly. You bring your hands forward, you put the other hand on top, and then just draw back. And it's not a matter of stretching back too much too quickly. We'll go a little bit quicker. 3 and forward. 4, lovely. Other hand on top. Rotate which hand goes on top. We go for 20 of these. What we're starting to do with all of these exercises is release synovial fluid into the shoulder. So you have little pockets, little bursae, reservoirs of synovial fluid.
Synovial.
Synovial, S-Y-N-O-V-I-A-L.
I feel like I've heard that.
Yeah, and what it is, if you think about your engine, the oil that goes around and keeps the engine lubricated and keeps it moving. Synovial fluid is like that lubricant. So we'll just stop there. It goes into the joint, and all your ligament and tendon, it acts on it. So if you think about it like if it was an old leather strap that had kind of gotten dry and cracked, if you're putting oil or wax into it, lubricating it, old chewing gum, you're activating it again. So it gets all that connective tissue mobile and flexible. It also coats the cartilage.
So it protects the...
It glides and spongy. So it does its job rather than becoming dry and cracked and brittle and chipping off as well. So when you move the joint, you're releasing the synovial fluid.
Okay.
Okay, so this is what we're all about. So the next one we're going to do is the archer. I'm going to come around behind you now. Actually, do you know something? Where it might be good is if you sit up here.
Yep.
The whole point with the archer is we don't want to move our hips. We want to rotate our shoulders and our thoracic part of the spine, which is the upper vertebrae here in the rib cage, okay? So I'll stand here. I'm going to go 2 hands forward, okay? And I'm going to inhale. And as I exhale, if you want to just watch this one first, we draw back, squeeze and retract the shoulder, and then forwards.
And allow the neck to move as well?
Yes, now, if you imagine that you had a crash collar for whiplash on your neck bracing you, you want forehead, nose, chin, and the sternum here to remain in alignment. So you want to draw the arm back, draw the right arm back, yeah, and not quite as much, there you go.
Oh, okay.
Lovely. You feel that right in here, right behind the shoulder blade, right in there, the rhomboid. Slide forward, fill your lungs, and then exhale as you draw back. Beautiful. And push forwards and breathe in. And then the same on this side. Lovely. These are particularly good for the rhomboids here. And so if you do a job that is office-based particularly, if you're working on a computer, if you're bent over a desk, if you work in a kitchen prepping food, any of these things that involve us in this hunch position, this is where you're at risk of kyphosis.
And you want to keep the elbow...
A little bit closer. So again, if you think of yourself as the archer, you're drawing the bow and arrow back, it's really good. What you want to do is feel it here, right behind the shoulder blade in the rhomboids. Okay?
So don't let the elbow drop.
Absolutely. Try and keep that alignment again.
Oh, yeah, I can feel that.
Bow and arrow.
Yeah.
It's good, isn't it?
It's
Now,
quite nice.
your variation on this one is to do like an open door. So it's the same principle to start with. And you'll feel that again.
far do you go around?
Lovely, as far as you can, but again, you keep here. The target here is not how far we can get our arm backwards. The reason you're sat is it kind of immobilizes your hips for you. It makes it a bit easier. So rather than kind of rotating around like this, which is no use to you, your objective here is to retract this and open the anterior delta and the chest muscles here, not to get as far as you can behind you. Lovely, that's great with the head as well. And again, try and keep level. So imagine that you're on a rail as you're coming around here, yeah?
Yep.
Lovely.
It's very easy to sort of drop the arm, isn't it?
And to move it around. But this is actually good as well for your PNF, proprioceptive neuromuscular function. So that's being able to coordinate, and that's been able to use your muscles to work in every axis, if you know what I mean. You know the cable machine?
Yes.
Forwards, backwards, nice and easy. Whereas when you're using dumbbells, it's kind of all over the place because you need to learn to coordinate and control all the muscles on 3 axes. That's the reason. That's what's really good. Next one is cute. Kind of I Dream a Genie. Alright, so again we're going to inhale and then okay. And this is about shoulders but also rotating the thoracic part of the spine, okay? Lovely.
You don't have to go very far, do you?
No. Beautiful. This is about being able to maintain the alignment that you want, and it means you're working the kind of top 2/3 of the spine. That's what we want to be actually achieving here.
That's quite nice. And they're all quite nice.
Yeah. And you don't want to go too far, because this is one where if you push it too much,
Then it's
yeah, you can start causing yourself. So it's about targeting the muscles and just gradually increasing your range. And what you will find is over a period of weeks, you'll notice a marked improvement. Okay?
And how many of those roughly would you aim for?
I'd be going for about 6 to 8 on each side, but whatever gives you pleasure. If you want to make it a longer mobilization and a longer warm-up, go for it, fill your boots, it's absolutely brilliant. So, we've really dealt with our shoulders, moving them. We've worked about opening up on the front, retracting on the back. We've done our shrugs as well, which will do our traps here. We've done our spine in torsion. So what we need to do now is do our spine in flexion, which is closing it, and extension. And then we're going to do it in lateral bending, okay? So if you would like to stand up again here. And this is where you don't have to stretch too far. We're going to be a beautiful flower. Okay, so we want to keep our hips kind of stable. This is again about this part of our spine here. Okay, so again that upper part, that kind of rib cage, you know, the thoracic part of the spine. So we're going to just allow ourselves to droop forwards, and then the sun shines on us and we come up like a beautiful flower, tilt back and just retract your shoulder blades down, and then come up and come down again. Okay, that's nice. Yeah, up. Beautiful. Nice. It's funny, I was saying this to one of the clients who's in today, that when I go to the gym now, I spend about 10-12 minutes doing this, mobilizing, before I lift the first plate, before I lift the first dumbbell. And the looks I get from everybody, that some are confused, but many turn around and go, yeah, I should be doing that as well. That's it, rotate back. So this is where you're bending forwards and stretching back, so you're moving the spine and all these supporting muscles in that same way. Okay, and then the last one is our bending side to side. Again, nice straight line, we keep this all in alignment. Head back exactly as you have. So you kind of want straight in the spine this way and straight in the spine here. So in these 2 axes, it's like a broom handle that you're going down here. And then what we want to do is inhale, exhale, and just reach down. Inhale back up, exhale back down. Now, it's not about how far you reach down your leg. It's about keeping that posture, and also if you imagine that you're between two panes of glass, we want to have that lateral flexion. We want to have that side movement in the spine and the ribs.
No bending forward.
No, we don't want to be tilting forward, because again, it's easy to do this, but that's not achieving what we want, which is the flexion. And it's just to here and back up. Lovely. Great.
Do you add a little pulse or no?
You can do. You can do, but it's the control that you want. You want that on your breath. It's kind of a Pilates principle, is that control and that breath, which is so important. And it's about the movement. And the thing is, you're using your core muscles, you're using all of your obliques, all these, the kind of the rectus abdominis, all these muscles in here are being engaged and worked as well. Nice. So that's last one, happy cat. So elbow out, actually we'll turn on sideways for this one. So we'll turn this way around, beautiful. And in actual fact you can sit down again, this makes it nice and easy. Right, so if you lift your arm out here, and what we want is shoulder, shoulder, elbow in alignment. So if you imagine there was a broom handle through your jumper here and attached to your arm. Yeah, okay. And in the happy cat that you see in the old Chinese restaurant, that's it. Lovely, perfect. Now, if you choose to, in here you've got the muscles of the rotator cuff. Some of them are the ones that don't work too often or like to sleep and like to be lazy. Infraspinatus, subscapularis, supraspinatus, and all these little ditty ones. So, yeah, oh, I know, they're sneaky. That's why you don't know the names. So, if you want to apply a bit of pressure here.
Ooh.
Can you feel the movement?
Yes, I can.
Now, to do a sports massage, you would work along the muscle, or you work the muscle along the finger. So you can kind of apply a soft tissue massage yourself here. So if you move your fingers around, they kind of put point pressure there. And then in here as well. Okay? Then your other one you want to do is the other way. That's it.
Not too far.
As far as you can. What's more important is 1, 2, 3 in alignment. And if you follow that, you will gradually increase the range of motion that you have. If you are at the gym, what you can do is get a resistance band under your hand and attach it over, say, a squat rack frame.
Just hang it.
And it prevents you from being able to move it. So it allows you to engage it that little bit more. But you can feel there again, if you put your fingers on top here, and what you are doing is going to be gradually increasing the flexibility that you have in that joint. Yeah. So again, a little lower. There you go.
Hello?
Yeah, that's it. Perfect. Yeah, far better on this side.
Okay.
Lovely. And one little thing, sharp like that, and over and behind. I don't know if you want to try that. I don't know what your.
I'll give it a go. I think this is one that I try to do often. It's a good one with like the aerial.
Do you know something? I'm going to suggest let go of that. Let go of that. Let's try the resistance band to start with.
So I've got some give.
So you've got some give. Anything at all like that. You are better progressing to something that doesn't have give, but to progress to it.
And how far back?
As far as you can, wherever you're comfortable. And again, if you give yourself a little bit more slack on it, so if you let go, release a bit more, it'll become far easier. So this is how, like adding extra weight to a bar or to a machine, if you close your hands in a little bit more, it will make it a little bit tougher, a little bit more progressive as well. But exactly as you're doing, Nice, slow and controlled. And if you're having to hold your breath when you're doing it, you're going too far, you're going too hard. It's not worth doing. And try and keep your arms straight, elbows locked down, so give it a bit more slack.
So don't bend the elbow and just.
Exactly, because you want the shoulders to be mobile here. It's like I can bend my arm here, or.
Okay.
Nice. Right. Thank